1988. Armenian blood was shed in the streets of Azerbaijan. As we all know, far too well, it was not the first time that Armenian families were torn apart. It was not the first time that screams and woeful cries filled Armenian lungs and countless eyes filled with tears. It was not the first time that our nation strived to shield our hearts from yet more atrocities. Nor was it the last. Because amid the Sumgait pogrom, streets across Azerbaijan were filled with protesters chanting, "Death to the Armenians." And high off their killings, the same thing took place in Baku. Only worse. More Armenian families ripped apart, more lives torn to shreds, and more Armenian blood spilled in the streets. These pogroms should not and cannot be confused with the spontaneous acts of an angry crowd. Like the genocide in 1915, they were premeditated. A planned effort to exterminate Armenians. Lists of Armenian addresses, disconnected phones in Armenian households, and the distribution of alcohol and drugs to crowds of Azeris before these pogroms all showed that it was a thoroughly planned effort. A planned effort to kill Armenians. 1915 all over again. Crimes left unpunished, genocide enabled and encouraged. We see the result of this in 2020. Again during the blockade, and in the genocide of Artsakh just a few months ago. Ours are not victims of a century or even 3 decades ago, but living, breathing families. All victims of the same crime, the same intent, eliminating Armenians. The same perpetrator, Pan-Turkic killers, having emptied Western Armenia, then Nakhichevan, and now Artsakh, they've turned their sights to Syunik. Their goal, an Armenian emptied of Armenians. Their weapon, terror, and violence. Their hope, Armenians intimidated and afraid. Armenians who have stopped caring. We are gathered today to say that will never happen. Our spirit is strong and getting stronger. As John Steinbeck wrote in The Grapes of Wrath, the little screaming fact that sounds through all of history is that repression works only to strengthen and knit the repressed. To strengthen and knit the repressed. His words ring true. Forged in a fire, strengthened by struggle, we are strong.